Why does the modern higher education system systematically reward financial recklessness while punishing the exact middle-class parents who sacrificed their lifestyles to save honestly? You open your official university financial aid determination letter after 15 years of disciplined monthly deposits, only to find a bold $0 grant allocation. This devastating financial gap leaves your family with an unmanageable tuition bill, making you question every responsible money decision you ever made. This heartbreaking outcome is not a random administrative error or a basic calculation glitch generated by a low-level university clerk. Instead, it is the deliberate consequence of a systemic higher education asset extraction formula designed to exploit proactive wealth accumulation. A hidden paradox governs this entire process, meaning the more money you responsibly set aside for tuition, the more expensive the degree becomes. The true mechanism behind this wealth drain remains heavily guarded by institutional marketing, but the underlying mathematical framework reveals a shocking truth. To understand how this extraction operates, we must analyze the structural conflict built directly into the FAFSA Student Aid Index formula. Every single dollar accumulated inside a qualified tuition program faces an aggressive annual reduction rate of up to 5.64%. This specific algorithm behaves like a multi-layered mechanical sieve, filtering parental wealth to determine how much liquidity can be extracted. Traditional retirement vehicles like 401ks and IRAs remain completely shielded from this specific calculation, hidden safely away from the algorithm. However, the standard 529 plan acts as a highly visible digital beacon, instantly broadcasting your private liquidity to the university billing department. This automated visibility signals the software that your family possesses immediate cash, triggering an automatic mathematical drop in federal grant eligibility. The system effectively reclassifies your responsible long-term reserves as low-hanging fruit, waiting to be cleared out by institutional pricing mechanisms. Parents are heavily marketed these accounts as absolute tax sanctuaries, while the hidden back-end formulas aggressively reduce institutional assistance. This creates a profound structural conflict, where families who spent a decade minimizing debt are met with the highest net tuition prices. Those who failed to prepare are often rewarded with substantial institutional grants, leaving responsible savers holding an empty financial bag. The tax benefits promised by qualified tuition programs are completely wiped out by the automated reduction in need-based student aid. University financial ecosystems masterfully exploit the proactive fear of parents, turning a public education milestone into a commercial extraction pipeline. The middle class falls directly into this algorithmic reduction, earning too much for natural aid, yet penalized for trying to prepare honestly. It is a mathematical architecture designed to optimize institutional revenue by identifying and draining family liquidity before any classes even begin. Mastering the hidden game of capitalistic systems requires institutional literacy rather than blind compliance with standard financial marketing. Subscribe to Economecha right now to continuously upgrade your financial intelligence and receive advanced, data-driven frameworks. These advanced strategies are specifically engineered to shield your personal wealth from systemic corporate extraction and unfair structural penalties. To prove exactly how devastating this calculation is, let us examine a cold, side-by-side financial comparison of two identical households. Let us analyze the cold numbers of Family A and Family B, both earning an identical fixed household income of $110,000. Family A acts with traditional responsibility, sacrificing their active monthly cash flow to accumulate $100,000 inside a standard education savings vehicle. Family B maintains zero official college savings, intentionally redirecting their entire surplus income into primary residence equity and non-assessable retirement accounts. When the financial aid algorithm runs, Family A faces an automatic $5,640 annual reduction in need-based grant eligibility due to asset visibility. Over a standard 4-year degree, this structural conflict extracts a devastating $22,560 cash penalty from the family that saved perfectly. Meanwhile, Family B captures the maximum grant distribution available because the system treats their shielded assets as completely non-existent wealth. The stark reality proves that identical income profiles yield completely polarized net tuition prices based entirely on asset placement strategies. The FAFSA calculation mechanics explicitly scan for liquid educational reserves, transforming your hard-earned security into low-hanging fruit for tuition extraction. The modest tax exemptions provided by qualified tuition programs are completely obliterated by the corresponding drop in institutional funding. This systematic algorithm reduction targets the unprotected middle class, systematically shifting the financial burden away from non-savers onto proactive wealth accumulators. Modern university ecosystems optimize their pricing structures by exploiting parental fear, ensuring families pay the absolute maximum liquidity they possess. Blind compliance with generic higher education marketing creates an accidental wealth drain that delays your personal retirement timeline by years. To break free from this financial paradox, families must stop playing by the public rules and exploit advanced structural frameworks. Transitioning into actionable tactical control requires the implementation of the grandparent asset shield to alter ownership visibility entirely. By coordinating with extended family members, parents can establish third-party saving structures that fall completely outside the parental asset reporting block. These strategic accounts render accumulated tuition funds entirely invisible during the critical aid determination windows, neutralizing the automated asset assessment. Furthermore, the strategic deployment of the Secure Act 2.0 rollover provisions provides a powerful secondary escape hatch for exposed capital. You can legally execute a penalty-free rollover of up to $35,000 of surplus 529 funds directly into a Roth IRA. This maneuver transforms an exposed, penalized education asset into a completely shielded, tax-free retirement generator for the designated beneficiary. Applying this environmental control skill requires you to immediately audit the precise ownership structure of your existing qualified tuition portfolios. You must execute these adjustments before the upcoming FAFSA filing period begins to ensure your liquidity is fully shielded from the algorithm. Reclaiming financial sovereignty means outsmarting institutional mechanics by adjusting ownership profiles before the system can lock onto your savings. By converting exposed cash into invisible equity and shielded retirement pools, you legally secure the maximum available institutional grant funding. True wealth protection is never about saving less, but about mastering the structural asset allocation rules that the capitalistic framework relies upon. Take absolute control of your asset structure tomorrow morning. Shield your personal wealth, and never let the system penalize your responsibility.